Hey, my Kissy Babes. Welcome back to Bubblicious TV. This your girl, K Kisses. I decided that I wanted to bring y'all along with me, and I'm going to give you some backstory on some things. But today I am at the hospital to do my follow-up appointment. I'm currently going through treatment for polymyositis, which is a rare autoimmune muscle disease, and I will give you some more information on that. I just wanted to bring y'all with me today so you can see what I go through. My blood pressure was good. My weight still fat. I say that every time because the scale is my nemesis. If I can get back down again, I done went up to the 200s now. I was just at the 100s, so I'm feeling some type of way about this whole situation. Now we wait on the doctor. So to give you some insight on what's going on with me, in 2022, I was diagnosed with polymyositis, which is a rare autoimmune muscle disease. It is when your immune system actually attacks your muscle tissues, and I'm going through treatment to kind of stop the progression of it. There is no cure for it, but we can treat the symptoms and slow down the progression of the disease. In 2014, I did some blood work, that revealed that my liver enzymes were a little elevated, but all the nurse practitioners kept saying over the years, oh, that's fine, it's just a little elevated, it's not anything too concerning, we're not going to worry about it. It's just a little elevated. It's not out of the box elevated. And I'm like, okay. So since they kept pushing it under the rug, I just kept pushing it under the rug, until it got to a point where I had been dealing with it for 5 years of my blood work coming back saying that my liver enzymes were elevated. And so one nurse practitioner, it took her to sit there and be like, so you've been dealing with this for how many years? Nobody has sent you out to see a specialist, to get this checked, to do anything about it? And I'm like, no. So she was like, I'm going to refer you out. We're going to figure out what's going on. So then I got referred to a GI doctor who ended up doing more lab work. He ended up doing a liver biopsy on me. And then they came to find out that I have a fatty liver, but that's not the reason why my enzymes were elevated. So that pointed to something else. So then he referred me out to a rheumatologist. She did her own blood work. We narrowed it down to an autoimmune disease or lupus. So she did one more testing and also a muscle biopsy, and that confirmed the diagnosis of polymyositis. That is an autoimmune muscle disease. And because I have been dealing with it for so long, being untreated, it is chronic. I have a lot of dead tissue in my legs and my arms. I ended up being sent out for a nerve study on my legs, because I was having a lot of weakness and we were trying to figure out if it was a neurological thing or not. So we did a nerve study. Some parts of my body that they shocked did not respond with the lowest of electricity. And they had to crank it up. Like, I could not feel it at all. And that's the places that had the most dead tissues. So my first round of medications, I was put on a high-dose steroid. I was also put on an immunosuppressant to help slow down my immune system so that it would not attack my tissues, to kind of help to slow down the progression of the disease. Everything went fine. It seemed like things were working until my body decided to stop reacting, I guess, to the medication. So then we maxed out that medication. Also added a second immunosuppressant to try to see if we can help bring it down. It worked for a little while. Then my body did it again. Then we ended up switching out the medications, got a stronger immunosuppressant. I was also still taking that second immunosuppressant. We eventually weaned me off of the steroids once it seemed that we got everything under control. Then the medication stopped working again. We ended up switching it this time for the third time. So now we're trying this medication. She wants to see me back in 6 weeks. She reintroduced the steroids again. So we're going to see how that goes, which means, with steroids, you have to watch what you eat, or you will gain weight. So we're going to see how things go this time. I'm hoping things work. We know that eventually it's going to get to the point where I have to be on IV medication, but we're trying to slow it down to where it takes a longer time for me to get to that point instead of being rushed into it. So, I guess we're just going to wait and see. I'll keep y'all up to date with my living with polymyositis journey. Later, my Kissy Babes. Until next time.